I'm making this video because I got a request from Mad Sexy to do a part 2 to my Speaking Squibbish Posers video. When I made the video, I really wasn't expecting very many views and very many comments. And I figured if I got any comments, it would be a lot of negative comments or trolling or that sort of thing. Instead, I got a fair amount of views, and pretty much all the comments I got were positive. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you for commenting. I will accept negative comments, but I will be harsh with those who troll me or who have ignorant negative comments. I don't care if you have a negative comment or a difference of opinion than I do. That's fine. But when you're ignorant, yeah, I'm either going to ignore you or blast you. I didn't get any of that. I was really surprised. Now, originally I did 6 takes on the video, I think it was, and what I did was I went with the one that was under 10 minutes. I was trying to keep it under 10 minutes. So I did leave out a few points in the final video that I published. I thought about going back and looking at the scrap footage and making Posers Part 2 about all of the points that I left out. But based on the comments I got, I think I got the point across in the video, so there's no reason to revisit that. And I thought about a few other things that might be worth talking about with regard to posers, but I just wasn't sure I wanted to go with them after thinking them over. And then it hit me where I wanted to go with this. A conversation I had with somebody about a week ago is my inspiration for this. So here we go. Speaking Squibbish, Posers, Part 2. There's the gun community, and then there's the Second Amendment community. The Second Amendment community are active in the fight for preserving and protecting the Second Amendment. Whether you do one thing, like just have a membership with the NRA, or you do 16 things, like you go to rallies and you email your elected officials and you take new people to the range, and you have memberships with multiple gun rights organizations, and you go on live shows and you make videos or do other forms of social media to promote the Second Amendment. You try to get information out there about rallies or about bills that are being proposed at the state and federal level, things like that. These are all things that we can do to help fight for the Second Amendment. Just being a good ambassador when you open carry or when you're out hunting, which I realize is not guaranteed by the Second Amendment, but it involves weapons, okay? When you are concealed carrying, following the laws and being a good ambassador, that is doing something to fight for the Second Amendment. You are in the 2A community, and your involvement is appreciated by all of us. Now, there are some in the community who say, if you only do one thing, you're not doing enough. And I disagree. If you're doing one thing, you're doing more than Cheeto Man. And who's Cheeto Man? Cheeto Man is the person in the gun community. They're sitting on the couch in their mom's basement, eating a bag of Cheetos in comfort, stroking their SKS, because they're enjoying the freedom that the rest of us have been working hard to protect. They're enjoying the fact that your hard work means that they can have that gun, that ammunition, or what have you. They're not fighting for our rights. They're not interested in fighting for our rights. There are a lot of people in the gun community who are entrepreneurs, who aren't 2A. They are business people. And to some extent, there are people on social media or in gun rights organizations who claim to be pro-2A, but they're really capitalists. And there's nothing wrong with making money and fighting for the Second Amendment. There is a way to do it and not be a total douchebag, okay? It's not illegal. Capitalism is legal, but you look like a douche when it's money first and rights second. It should be rights first and money second. And if the money doesn't come, you still believe in the rights. Otherwise, you're really not pro-2A. So for some of these YouTube channels and these gun rights organizations that make it about compensation before they make it about all of our rights and all of the rights of Americans who have yet to come, our future that we're fighting for, you're kind of getting over in that territory where you're a poser. If you're just fear-mongering to generate analytics to create money or to create the opportunity for compensation, and you're not really doing anything productive, or you're putting bad information out there, you're no better than the fake news. You're kind of a poser. Then there's that politician who says they're pro-2A, and you vote for them. And you encourage other people to vote for them because they're pro-2A. But then when a bill gets proposed and it has anti-gun legislation in it, they vote in favor of it. They are a poser. They promised you they were pro-2A, but their actions speak louder than words. You make sure you don't vote for them again. Or, unfortunately, you may be in a situation where you have to vote for them because it's the lesser of two evils. They were pro-gun on two things and anti-gun on one thing, but their opponent says, oh, they would have been anti-gun on all three. What do? It's unfortunate, but that may be your only choice. But if at all possible, use things like primaries to get rid of these people and get somebody else in there. And if they screw you over, you remember that next time primaries come around. This is about being active, people. This is about you not being a poser. This is about you not being just in the gun community, but in the Second Amendment community. That poser, that person in the gun community, they don't care about somebody's voting record. They vote the way their union tells them to. Or they vote the way some other relative tells them to. Or they vote the way their spouse tells them to. They don't think for themselves. No critical thinking, no activism, no involvement, and no love for the Second Amendment, despite the fact that they own guns or they make money as a result of guns. This is what I mean about the difference between the 2A community and the gun community. The 2A community, we're out there trying to make a difference, despite the fact that we have so much going against us. And everybody else, well, they're nothing but a bunch of posers. Just my opinions. Hopefully that covered it. Thanks for listening.